welcome all you ghosts and Carpathians. Welcome to another episode of the Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth. Every week, we snuggle up on the couch and we watch a movie. Then we share that experience with you, tracing the emotional thread from our first watch to how it resonates with us today.
This week, we are talking about Ghostbusters 2.
First, I want to say this is our 61st episode.
Wow.
And it is also the last day of the year of 2025.
Goddamn, go away, you bitch. Dumpster fire.
True enough, in many ways it's a dumpster fire, but in a lot of ways I think that it's kind of reaffirmed community. And I think that as we close on 2025 and ring in the new year of 2026, that looking back on it, we've done a full year and a few months of this podcast that we started just because we love movies and we love talking about our feelings about them.
And yeah.
The thing that you do when you walk out of a theater and you're animated and you're talking about the movie that you just watched with your friends, and you're trying to get your ideas across and how you felt about it. That is what we wanted to evoke in this, giving you that extra step of feeling like you're in the conversation.
Yeah.
And we started out as Once More with Feelings. That was the name of the podcast. Of course, we've kind of changed it because it was just getting lost everywhere.
Yes.
There's many Once More with Feelings, it turns out, and it's more theater related.
Yes.
But we found our place in the blanket fort of the Cozy Quilt Cinema.
I feel so. We found a comfort level here, not just because of the name, but I feel like we have a better flow, a better understanding, a better sound. There's a lot of better things. We no longer sound like we are literally doing it in an old bedroom, which we aren't. It's not a bedroom.
It's an old den.
It's an old den. There's no actual door to this room. It's an old house. It's definitely, we have evolved in this past year. And honestly, I'm kind of sad that we're doing this now and not months ago, because we could have done it on the year anniversary that we did Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been funny. So. I was thinking about that when we were doing this. I'm like, oh, damn it.
Well, we started this podcast on November 17th of 24.
With son-in-law. And I think looking back on it now, I've had nothing but fun doing these episodes with you. Even those horribly emotional ones. This has definitely been an enjoyable ride.
Well, I think I've learned a lot about myself in doing these, because I'm having to delve into my feelings and things I don't normally look too closely at.
I agree with you. I also feel like the world and myself those who listen and myself have learned that I have a really messed up background and I have some weird stories, and I never really thought about how weird they were until verbalizing them in this situation and realizing, holy crap, that's messed up. And so that's been a very cathartic thing for me in a way of
okay.
Kind of like, it's like, okay, here's another one of my weird stories. It's like the day I realized that my mom and me and my sister were homeless at one time, because it did not dawn on me until almost a decade and a half later that for one whole summer, and yes, it was just one summer, but because we lived in a campground, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't dawn on me.
Well, you were a kid.
I was a kid, and so it wasn't until later in life where I was having an emotional moment that I will not get into. Surprise. But that moment I realized we were homeless, and it really kind of smacked me in the face a little bit, but not in a bad way. It was just that realization of, shit, that happened. And so, and so I get a lot of that here on our podcast. So it has definitely kind of helped me in a way. It's almost like therapy, but without therapy.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, it is for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're delving into abuses. We're delving into isolationism,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of things. I mean, all the emotions. We're hitting all the scales. So you're going to relive your past in many ways. And I think that this has really helped us in a lot of ways to be able to communicate better.
Mm-hmm.
I have trouble communicating. I mean, I say the words sometimes, but I don't know that I'm saying the right things to explain how I'm feeling because I overanalyze them.
And I over-communicate in an attempt to communicate. That does not mean I'm actually communicating. It means I overshare. The way my ADHD brain works is that oversharing is my way of relating to situations and or others. It's not because I'm trying to one-up people. It's just because that's the only way I know how to relate. And it's so funny because you can like sit there and say, well, if you know that, then why do you still do it? Knowing it does not change the innate instinct to continuously relate to people in the only way that you can. Yes, I know as the words are coming out of my mouth sometimes that, I should just shut up. But I can't. I need to finish the story.
I get that.
So,
we're talking about Ghostbusters 2 from 1989.
I have a lot to relate with this one.
No, I get it. But so having lost their status and credibility 5 years after covering New York City with gooey roasted marshmallows in Ghostbusters 1984, the city's former heroes and once popular spirit hunters struggle to keep afloat, forced to work odd jobs. However, when Dana and her baby have yet another terrifying encounter with the paranormal, it is up to Peter Venkman and his fearless team of supernatural crime fighters to step up and save the day. Once more, humankind is in danger as rivers of slimy, psycho-reactive ectoplasm, paired with the dreadful manifestation of evil, 16th century tyrant Vigo the Carpathian, Vigo, threatened to plunge the entire city into darkness. Is the world ready to believe? Can the Ghostbusters save us a second time? That is by Nick Reganis from IMDb.
Awesome. Yeah, so there's a lot. And I have, so let's actually, before we even talk about the movie, in between movie 1 and movie 2, a lovely little thing called the Real No, not those Real Monsters. The Real Ghostbusters came out.
Yeah, do you want to talk about the cast first?
Well, there's a reason why, because when we go into the cast, there's explanations.
You want to do the explanation? Okay.
Okay, so yes, this TV show came out.
Or do you want to do our feelings first? Or you do want to do that after?
We'll do our feelings after.
Okay, we're going to do it way after, so you're going to have to
So surprised, we're going to do them after, because that's what we do. Well, okay, let's just do it, get out of the way. I love it. It's stupid. It's horrible. It makes me feel good, but also I have a lot of emotions about things that happened at that time in my life that I am extremely weirded out by as a 50-something-year-old woman looking back at the 15-year-old that I was. But that's a story for later on in the episode.
Okay. So just happy then.
Happy because I loved the soundtrack. I loved the movie. I was 15. Okay. It was a thing for me. My nerdy little self get to blossom.
So I saw this in August because it came out in the summer.
Yes, it did come out in the summer.
So it was very jarring because it was in August when I saw it in 98. And it was hot as hell. And then I'm watching a movie about it being cold.
That's true.
It was very jarring. This is something I expected to be, I don't know, put out during Christmas.
Or Halloween.
Or something of that sort.
In the autumn.
Yeah, Thanksgiving or whatever the hell people want to say. But usually it's a Christmas
It was a summer blockbuster. Whatever.
Right. So it was pretty weird to watch that new movie showing up in wintertime. And it turns out it was a calculated move by Columbia Pictures, which is simply why they did it, is that it was going to get the summer crowd.
Yes.
And that is why. The capitalism is the disease within art. So,
yes.
Welcome to capitalism. Anyway, I saw this movie when I was newly stationed in New Hampshire, and I went by myself because I didn't have any friends. And I hadn't made any yet. It was too new. I'd just gotten out of training and all that stuff. And so I was sad. And I was feeling nostalgic at the same time. Because despite the things that happened in the film, I missed my friends.
Yes.
I was homesick. I just, you get rushed through boot camp. You get rushed through tech school and stuff like that. You're too busy to be, and that is one of the reasons, you're too busy to be sad. You're too busy to miss anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you're certainly too indoctrinated into the system to think about it too much while you're doing it. But when you get to a new base, to your first actual base, you have time.
Yes.
And I had that time. And that was really a problem for me. So it made me sad because these are a group of friends.
That is true.
And you're starting out, and we'll talk about it during the movie, we're starting out at a fairly sad point.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kind of grew from that because my friends and I were growing apart, and it's kind of reflected in the art.
Yes.
So anyway, that is how I felt. Let's talk about what you wanted to talk about.
Okay, so this movie is an Ivan Reitman film. Ivan Reitman actually had two of his children. His daughter, Catherine, was the little girl with the puppy in the beginning.
Yeah.
In Egon's. And there's a boy sitting on a stoop, and that is Jason Reitman, who will then later on go on to direct Afterlife.
It's only fair because Bill Murray has his family in most of his films.
Yes, because Bill Murray has his family, has Brian Doyle Murray, and everything. Okay, so speaking...
Sometimes with and sometimes without the mustache.
Yes, so let's start with Bill Murray, Peter Venkman.
He was in Lost in Translation, Groundhog Day, one of my favorite films. Rushmore, excellent film.
Okay, so I did my favorite movie with him in it, even though he's a main, but it's a large cast, and that is Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh, that was a good one too, yeah.
But I also put him down as Walter Gunderson from Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
He's Mayor Gunderson.
I keep forgetting that. That is crazy. It's a running gag. That
it is a running gag.
You never see the mayor.
Until the end.
Until the very end, you find out it's kind of like the Val Kilmer at the end of Psych.
Yes.
That is awesome. I love those. I love those things that I forget and I get surprised by. Those are fantastic.
So we have Dan Aykroyd, yet again. Last week we had him in Trading Places. So he is Ray Stantz.
Oh, Raymond. He's a doctor,
He is a doctor. They're all doctors, but I like to forget that.
He was in The Blues Brothers, Trading Places, which we just did, and Driving Miss Daisy again.
Yes.
I love using that one because no one really remembers him in there.
Okay, but I picked two obscure movies. I didn't do this with everybody. I just picked like certain people.
My Stepmother's an Alien?
No, but I wanted to do that one, but I didn't because I got sidetracked by Dragnet with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
Which is freaking awesome.
He did a great job, man. He was so monotone. He did
good.
He played the part really well.
And he was in Nothing But Trouble, which we will call back to at some point. We are going to do that one. That is a horrible movie, but we will do that one. That movie has Chevy Chase in it, and it has Demi Moore in it.
Yeah, but it has
Humpty Hump.
Yeah, it is disturbing. He plays a disturbing character.
But Dan Aykroyd's character, and you see a little bit of that.
But in its way, it's a brilliant film.
Oh, it's so messed up. And it's so like, I can't even tell you. We're going to have to do that one sooner than later because that's been on my to-do list.
I'm with you on that.
Okay. Harold Ramis, who is my heart and plays Egon Spengler, who is also my heart. And I didn't give him any extras because I didn't. It was just like only a few people. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So Groundhog Day, he was a writer and director.
Yes.
I just wanted to put that in there because there's a reason why Groundhog Day ties to these two people, and we'll talk about that. Stripes and Caddyshack as the writer.
Yes. We have Gus's best dad from Psych, Ernie Hudson, who played Winston Zeddemore.
Yeah, and he was in The Crow, Oz, and Miss Congeniality.
I forgot that he was in Miss Congeniality.
I was looking for like a weird one to throw him into, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in that. So yeah.
We have Rick Moranis as Louis Tully.
He was in, probably everyone knows this, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Little Shop of Horrors, which I love,
favorite,
and Spaceballs.
Spaceballs,
which we did.
Yes, we did. So we have Annie Potts, who played Janine Melnitz. Now, there is some controversy on why Janine looks so dowdy in the first movie and yet is this glam queen with the red hair and the funky glasses. This goes back to the cartoon.
Right.
And so they were kind of trying to pull cartoon aspects, and that is, I'm so grateful they did not make Egon a blonde because that made me angry, but because he was blonde in the cartoon and in the action figure, which made me angry as well. But so they wanted her to look like the character on the TV show, and that's also why Slimer is a bit more active, is because in the cartoon he lived in the firehouse, and he was kind of like their mascot / pet, so he became more of a norm in the movie.
So she was in Designing Women.
Yes, she was.
Which I loved. I love that show. That should have been everyone's first freaking call that I was trans.
Oh.
And gay.
And feminist.
And feminist. It was such an excellent show. Pretty in Pink. Toy Story as the voice of Bo Peep.
I was going to say that. She was the voice of Bo Peep.
And it's Annie Potts. She is
adorable.
Fucking-tacular.
And I love how, we're going to get to that one when we eventually do Afterlife.
I love her so much.
We have, so y'all, this was one of my clues. I did not know, because I had never seen Peter MacNicol in anything before this. Again, remember, I was 15. I did not know that wasn't his real accent. Now, as an adult who has had many years' experience in understanding how accents work, yes, I know, listening to it, watching it just now, that was obviously a faked accent.
Sure.
But I didn't know. For years, I forget what I was watching, and when I realized he was, Addams Family Values, when he plays Gary Granger.
I'm going to give you another one that's going to blow your mind. He was one of the lawyers in Ally McBeal.
No, I knew that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really pay attention to him.
But he plays such a different, like his attitude.
Oh, yeah.
His voice is different. Yeah. Sophie's Choice and Numbers.
I didn't know he was in Sophie's Choice.
Yes.
So I did not know that wasn't his voice until years later.
And he plays Dr.
Janos Poha.
Janos Poha. Yeah.
And we have Kurt Fuller, who has a small role, but it still matters because Kurt Fuller is forever Woody from Psych, or if you really dislike him, he's Zachariah from Supernatural.
And that's what we're going to use because I didn't actually put him in this list.
No worries. He's been in a lot of things, but Psych and Supernatural are my two go-tos.
But he is, because he is in the movie quite a bit. I was just going off primaries and I didn't count him.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of things though. So he plays a lot of little small roles, but he's a good guy. I like Kurt.
I loved him as Woody.
I loved him as Woody as well, because it really kind of made up for the fact that I hated him as Zachariah.
Earlier Woody better than later Woody, who goes a little bit off the rails.
Yeah, but it's so it was all
the powdered donut cocaine.
It was. That episode has to be like the best episode when they're trying to retrace their steps, and he wakes up late.
It is one of the best.
Doesn't he wake up with?
Yeah, wrapped up with Lassie.
Yeah, Lassiter. Okay, so we have Wilhelm von Homburg, who played Vigo.
Right.
But he did not voice Vigo. They had somebody else do it. I did not write that person's name down, and I don't know why.
Well, he is known as Prince Vigo von Homburg Dusseldorf.
That's funny because
Scourge,
von Humberg is his actual last name.
Yeah. Scourge of Carpathia, Sorrow of Moldavia, Vigo the Carpathian, Vigo the Cruel, Vigo the Torturer, and Vigo the Despised, Vigo the Unholy.
And sometimes Vigo the Butch.
Yeah, sometimes. But he did, he was in Die Hard. He was in another Christmas movie, Die Hard.
Oh my
yes,
he was one of the.
He played James. He was the one. So when McClane dumps the exploding chair basically down the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
He's the one that dies in front of the elevator from the explosion.
So he's one of Alan Rickman's men.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, because German,
Yes,
Yeah.
but and Alan Rickman, he is the man.
So he was in The Package and in The Mouth of Madness.
So on that note, we have William and Henry Deutschendorf, and I'm probably butchering that. They were the twins who played Oscar. Unfortunately,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
I was trying to place the names. I was like, oh yeah, it's the children.
they are actually nephews of John Denver.
Oh, really?
But sadly, in 2017, at the age of 29, Henry committed suicide. He had mental health issues. And so, yeah, he committed suicide.
I don't know, it's going to sound weird, but poor baby.
I know. And I when I read that, and then we were watching the movie, I was like, oh my God, I don't know which one's which, because they are. In the movie, they're identical. You cannot tell them apart.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you watch, like even if you watch Full House and you see Michelle, sometimes you can tell that it's one twin or the other twin. And while I may not be able to tell you which twin is which, you can tell that there's a difference. You cannot tell the difference. At least I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for actors.
Well, and so the director, Ivan Reitman, who did Ghostbusters, the first one in '84. He also did Stripes.
Yes, he did, which is, again, Bill Murray and Harold Ramis.
And I like to throw an odd one out, Kindergarten Cop.
I love It's not a tumor. But yeah, and like I said before, he had his daughter and his son, who his son would grow up to be the director of Afterlife, which is, to me, a love letter to Harold Ramis.
I think so.
Definitely.
So this film it starts out so fractured.
It really does. And it kind of like, when you go to see it, like so you're in the theater, which is, I did see this in the theater. And it really, like, out of nowhere, 5 years later, you would have no prompt, just 5 years later. Like, you could be sitting there watching previews, and the next thing you know, you see black screen with 5 years later. It's like, what?
But what I love is, because watching it now, it was 5 years later, ... jelly.
Yeah, because it's Dana walking, and you see the wheels of the pram getting pushed over
this gel that's oozing out from the sidewalk.
Because, I lived in New York, and I spent many hours walking the streets of New York as a teenager plus. And that's the one thing that I just would ignore. Gobs of jelly that would be everywhere on those nasty streets.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. You'd notice that. I mean, yeah, there might be trash on the ground in New York, but...
So the one thing that... It's this scene. This very first scene is so artificial that it actually
really
throws you off. It is the most projected, orchestrated sidewalk scene.
Because it's
There's
telling you
skiers
what's gonna...
walking by.
Yeah.
It doesn't... None of it makes sense, and none of it seems natural. They all seem very, like...
But...
You can actually feel the director saying, go, or, like marking their scenes. You feel that.
But you also get a lot of foreshadowing here.
Sure.
Everybody's angry. As she's passing them, everybody is angry. She's not making them angry. The jelly isn't making them angry. They are angry, which is
creating the jelly, yes.
Which you find out later on.
It's anger jelly.
Anger jelly.
Which is like raspberry with the seeds in it.
They do call it mood jelly.
Sure.
Or mood slime. Mood slime. That's what they call it. Mood slime.
Yeah. Which probably kicked off a lot of slime companies.
Yeah. I bet you that's where the tetrachrome Slime came
Is that
from...
where Nickelodeon got its start?
No, Nickelodeon is much older than...
No, I mean the jelly. The
slime?
The slime
Oh,
that
no.
they dump on.
That was like 80-something?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Because I'm thinking, what is that show that we both loved with the slime? No,
You can't do that on television.
You can't do that on television. I kept wanting to say, whose
Love
line is it
that
anyway?
show.
I kept wanting to say, whose line?
That's such a great show.
No,
I mean, it was a
loved
bad show.
it.
Terrible show.
Alanis Morissette
But
got
it
her
was a-
start on that show.
Right, but it was a great show, and I was in love with the. I was in love with
Christine. Wasn't her name
Christine?
Christine?
Yeah, she was. Oh, I'm still kind of in love with
That
her.
hair.
It's
She had
everything
gorgeous
about
hair.
her. She was just. I was infatuated.
That show,
with
that
her.
was like one of the first kids, like, sketch comedy TV shows.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was a sketch comedy show for kids. Yeah. You can't do that on television. Fucking love that show.
They come into the scene. You think the Ghostbusters are showing up to do battle. They're showing up to a birthday party.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Mary Ellen Trainor is in yet another film we did. So she was in Romancing the Stone and Scrooged. She was one of the executives in Scrooge.
Oh my God.
She keeps showing up in these films.
And she was the sister, right?
She was
in Romancing the Stone.
Right.
That's funny. She's the
Isn't
mom
that
at the
insane?
party, right?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I had to write that down because like, what in the hell is happening?
She had a lot
here?
of little itty bitty bit parts.
She's almost our other mascot.
I know. We haven't had
Alice in
a minute, but
Right.
she's always going to be our patron saint because she got us started.
who started out in Ghostbusters.
Yes, she did. That's why
For
she's
us.
our yes.
For us, it was starting out in
Yes, that's why
Ghostbusters.
she's our patron saint. Alice Drummond, the patron saint.
So that estrangement that I felt when I was watching this movie
Isn't it the pram?
is reflected here
Oh yeah.
in this whole like scene of seeing the Ghostbusters at the party, but it's not all of them, and they're having to do this thing that isn't the job that you expect them to be doing.
Yes.
You really feel the impact of that.
So, not to diss Ivan Reitman, but here's the thing. When they go to the party and the kids are pissed because it's not He-Man. In 1989, they would have wanted something else and not He-Man.
Power Rangers?
No, maybe not Power Rangers. Maybe we weren't there yet. But I don't remember He-Man being I think it was like starting to slide down the slippery slope of popularity. Or maybe I just aged out of it.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I didn't look that up until I just thought of that now, but I'm wondering.
I'm much older than you are.
By 4 years.
I know. That's like an eternity.
Back then it meant a lot, but now
it's an eternity in He-Man watching years.
I was big into He-Man, but I think maybe at 15 I was starting to pull away from that. I would think in 89 you would have had the Thundercats kids.
Oh yeah, Thundercats. There you go.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Thundar the Barbarian, maybe.
No.
She-Ra?
Well, She-Ra was He-Man, and I was...
Yeah, but
okay, so
more
I had my...
She-Ra than
So He-Man, I was 10 or 11, because She-Ra came out after that, and I was 12 years old when I had my full She-Ra castle.
So it'd be She-Ra would be more prominent.
Maybe, but not for boys.
Oh.
Not for boys, not that time. So I don't know, maybe He-Man was still kicking it strong in 89, but I don't remember it
G.I.
being
Joe?
that way. G.I. Joe is like immortal, so he would have always been. I'm not sure.
I mean, the cartoons were pretty big then. Right?
Yeah, but even then, 89, I don't know. Again, I was a mature 15-year-old, apparently. Okay. Would you like me to get into
your
issues?
Okay. Well, I don't have a couch, but lay down on the chair.
Yes,
and
I'm
tell me
just going to lay
about
down on the floor here. Actually, my chair does recline a bit. I discovered that when it was in my classroom, and I leaned back and I went, whoa! Just like that.
Okay, it doesn't lean back, it topples over. There's a difference.
No, it does have a thingy. Maybe not. Okay.
That's called breaking it.
Oh. Okay. I was 15. And before I got to see this movie, oh, God, this is so disturbing, guys. I looking back, it makes me ick. But at the time, I didn't think much of it. My mom was working at this place. She was a waitress, and there was a guy who worked with her, and he was 20. And weirdly enough, my mother set us up on a date because he was extremely immature for his age, and apparently I was extremely mature for my age. And it was this person who took me to go see Ghostbusters and bought me the soundtrack. And he had a really cool car. Don't get me wrong. It was an old classic car. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know it was a classic car and it was black. Maybe that's why I like the Impala so much.
Was it a Chrysler?
No. I want to say maybe it was an El Camino, and honestly, I hate El Caminos for reasons. Maybe that's why, because like I've always like inadvertently like disliked them, and I could never understand why I didn't like them.
Must
that could be why.
El Camino.
It might have been. It was a bit boxy, but I just remember it was black, so maybe it was an El Camino. It was big. It was a boat, but I was 15. I was tiny. We saw each other a couple times after that. I don't remember. I think my family kind of said something to my mom. I don't know, because all of a sudden he disappeared. But I look back and I'm like, God, that was weird. Like I was not teaching, but I was doing VBS that summer.
Sure.
And this is why I remember it so much. So there was a baby there, and her name was Michelle as well. And that baby had a broken arm. She fell off the bed and broke her arm. So she had a cast on, and I would walk around carrying this baby, and I was 15. And the baby had brown hair and blue eyes. She was like maybe a year old. And I have the same.
Right.
At least I did then. I don't anymore. I have blue eyes, but not the hair. And so people who didn't know would ask me if she was mine. Because apparently, again, I was a very mature-looking 15-year-old. It's disgusting. Not to say that 15-year-olds can't have babies, but I had not at that time.
They should not be, and it should not be an assumption.
It shouldn't be.
It's weird.
So, and then I remember that he had picked me up a couple times from the church. So that probably didn't help, because I didn't go to that church. It was my cousins who did, and I was helping out during the summer just because I had nothing else to do that summer. So, yeah, I have a lot of weird feelings about like the time, not so much the movie, because it's just... It always makes me think of that time.
Yeah.
Which at one point it never bothered me, but as I got older, it really began to freak me out. Now, nothing happened. He was a gentleman. Don't get me wrong. He was a gentleman. But it is weird.
Well, yeah, one could argue that a true gentleman wouldn't be taking a 15-year-old out when he's 20.
True. But I'm just saying, there was nothing that happened. I will give him that. I will defend him on that, because he was a very sweet young man. He was very immature, because we did like the same things.
That should be a red flag.
But I was 15. How did I know? Yeah,
but it should be a red flag to your parents.
Yeah. So it's a weird situation. It was a weird situation. I have gotten over it. It always makes me think of it whenever this movie's on. And
yeah. Okay. No, I get that. So that's the tie-in.
That's the weird tie-in, and that's why I get.
Does it influence your feelings about the film?
No, not in the sense that it doesn't take away from the film, because I really don't have any. I have memories of seeing it with him. I just don't have any memories of like. We didn't have like a shared tagline or anything like that. There's nothing in the movie that makes me think of him specifically.
No, that's fair.
Which is good, because I would be very, very upset. The soundtrack kind of freaks me out a little bit, because I do know every fucking word to that soundtrack.
Yes, you do, because you were singing it.
And he did buy that for me. So, yeah, there is some weirdness per se, but again, I have no ill feelings towards him. I just have ill feelings about the situation.
Well, yeah, that's to be expected.
So, yes, Michelle's share time is over now. For now.
Well, I hope not, because we're on a podcast to share.
Yes, no, I mean personal share, but I have other stuff to share.
Well, I hope so. So we find out that the Ghostbusters have been broken up through not their own fault, but through the fault of the city, who has said you can no longer practice your craft.
Yes, and they
no
also
more
didn't
paranormal investigations.
And they also wouldn't pay them for what was owed to them.
Right.
From
so
the last
they lost
time.
A lot of money, and they did the right thing, but the right thing doesn't always pay off, because that's not why you do the right thing.
No. And it wasn't their fault. It was Peck's fault.
Sure. We find out that Dana and Peter are no longer together.
No.
And that New York is back to its old irritable self.
As per usual.
That they don't really care that much about the Ghostbusters, because People cared when it was happening. And then that fad moved on.
Yeah, some people think that they were a hoax, or that they, that they faked it all. So that's why people were this mass hysteria that was happening. Dana,
they're feeling irrelevant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dana gets into another relationship and has a baby.
That's all off screen.
That's all off screen. Sure. She has walked away from the symphony for a while because of the baby, and has been working. I want to know what this woman's credentials are, because you have to have some type of high credentials to be working in restoration.
The way that when she was talking to
János,
she says, or she alludes to the fact that he's been training her. So perhaps through their contacts within that societal,
maybe,
museum and orchestra or symphony, you have the arts and you have that area. Perhaps she had contacts and got a job in the meantime.
Because I would love to work in art restoration. I would, except for the whole when they repaint stuff, but I would be the person slowly and meticulously all day wiping small circles of faded and stained varnish off of paintings. That would make me so happy.
Well, she apparently was taking off, I don't know, whole paint layers, because she's taking off this reddish ichor.
Yeah, it looked like it's that stained varnish that they used. The varnish.
Yeah, but it was very opaque.
Oh, very.
Even for that.
Yes.
And it was coming off very easy for her, which is kind of weird.
Well, she said with that recipe that he gave her.
Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, that doesn't harm the paint. Yes. So we get, the whole scene is they're working on the Degas collection.
Okay.
Which is why they're doing all this. Now, why is it being advertised when they are still working on it?
No clue.
Part of the exhibit? I have no idea.
And they usually don't do it in these main hall areas. They usually have specific rooms. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do, and I'm just doing based on... No, they
don't. They have them in what's essentially what looks like a laboratory. It's very closed off. Yeah, like a
clean room type of thing.
Well, it's a low-level clean room, sure.
Yeah.
Now, and they don't have the giant painting standing up while they're on a ladder over it. Doesn't happen that way.
No, they usually work lying down.
Yeah.
When they're that big.
Not them lying down, but the painting lying down.
Because we've watched a few people, I actually enjoy watching them restore paintings. So I will watch documentaries and videos and stuff of people doing this, because I find it fascinating.
But that isn't what the movie's about.
No, it is
not. So it's fine. But the pink slime.
That's what the movie's about.
The pink slime is the story. The pink slime is the business.
Okay.
It is part of the thing. It is a metaphor for emotional contagion.
Why pink? The world may never know.
I think it's because it was the thing that would pop the most.
Really, though, it is. And they'd already done the green slime with the original movie, I guess. And then they did technically white when they did the marshmallows. So what else was left? Blue?
Yeah.
Yellow probably wouldn't have shown up very well.
They needed something to evoke, emotion. And pink does a pretty good job of that.
And now all of a sudden I have that Aerosmith song in my head, which has nothing to do with the color.
Okay. But the negative energy is building up.
Yes.
And it's literally accumulating beneath the city.
It is New York.
So it's feeding on resentment, anger, apathy, and...
Living in New York.
Yeah, and it's not... it becomes less abstract and more a physical presence.
Yes.
And that is where they kind of find themselves pulled, all of them, through Dana.
Yes.
Yet again.
Because the baby got slime on the pram, the wheels. The baby didn't do it. She did it by going through the slime puddle that she didn't notice. And the pram kind of went crazy. Now, that's what I thought you were going to say about pulling you out of the reality of it all. Was this pram that just knew how to turn on a right angle perfectly.
That was perfectly fine with me. It was the people, not the self-animated pram.
So she goes to see Egon first, because that's the smart choice right there. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I would have done the same thing,
I'm
not
sorry.
for the same
He's
reasons.
just a beautiful man.
I love him so much. And so she goes to Egon, and he's doing experiments on emotions. Coincidence? I think not. But
Egon, little spoon.
oh, definitely.
Ray, big spoon. That's the way I go with it. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. With those two, Ray is the little spoon.
No, I'm saying for me.
Oh.
Yeah, Egon would be little spoon. Ray would be big spoon.
And together it would be the opposite.
Sure.
I don't ship them though.
Ray's cushy.
Ray is cushy.
He's a good hugger, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that had nothing to do with anything.
It's the Dan Aykroyd of it all. Who's grown into a nice curmudgeon in his old age, but that's another story.
And I love him.
But so they end up, she goes to see Egon. Egon talks to Ray. Peter shows up, gets him involved, and it's like, I don't want Peter to know, but guess what? Now he knows why, because he put the ear twisties on Ray and kind of forced him into saying it.
Well, they do the thing. He's in his occult shop.
Yes,
so Ray has
an occult shop, which will come back into play in Afterlife.
Yeah.
And so,
which I love.
Yes.
I love that continuity, and I love the fact that he's still there doing his thing. Puts his head down, gets his shit done.
Because Ray, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that when we get to Afterlife. I hate how angry he is, but I understand why he's angry. And especially when we find out why Egon did what he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
regardless, they go to her apartment, to Dana's apartment, and they investigate. And at one point, they're walking through the streets, and they're trying to find out. They're following the trail of where the pram had gone. And when they get to this one intersection, that's when they're like, "Oh, well, the EKG meter is going, all over the place."
Yeah, both of the things that they have.
EMF.
An EMF
not
one,
EKG.
and I think I can't remember what he said the second one was.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
The bigger one. I think he just named it after himself.
Yeah, the Egon pneumatic. I don't know.
The egometer.
The Spengler.
Who knows?
So I'm flashing forward because I have so much I want to get onto, but
well, we're not trying to do a piece.
No. So they are. It flashes to them that night. Egon got a jackhammer, his skinny little body jackhammering away. And cops come and they're like, "Why are you cutting?" And he sees Ray and Peter coming out of the convenience store across the way, which that did not look like the same intersection that Dana showed them.
It did not look like
whatever.
But they come out of the bodega.
They come out of the bodega and they got coffee and he's like, "Boss."
I know I would have to tell you the lingo because you've never been there.
I'm going to throw something at you. So I would have done what Egon did. He was not able to think on his feet to come up with a reason why he was cutting a hole in the middle of the freaking intersection. So he sees Peter and Ray and he goes, "Boss!" And that was brilliant because that gives them, who he knows Peter can BS his way through a paper bag. He would be the guy to talk to the police. And so he does.
He's the face.
He is the face, kind of, yeah. So he argues with the police leave. They end up throwing Ray down the hole.
Well, they
don't throw him. They put him on a line. And so it's funny because Ray goes, "Someone's got to go down there." Yeah, someone's got to go down there. And literally, Peter and Egon look at Ray,
it's going to be Ray.
Because again, like I said to Beth, Ray is too wily and Egon is too smart. And they were not either one of those idiots going to go down there themselves.
They weren't the idiots.
No, and here's the thing is that Ray is not stupid.
No, but he's
gullible. So he goes down on a line into the hole where he sees, dun dun dun, the old pneumatic transit system.
I don't know anything about the pneumatic transit system. Why don't you tell me about it?
Oh, I plan on telling you because I
watch me
research.
I sent that right to you. It was so smooth. I barely stumbled at all.
I know. Amazing. Okay. So.
Is it pneumatic?
Yes.
Is it hydromatic?
No. But this one needs the glasses have to come off for this one. So hold on a second.
I thought we were going to get to do a grease lightning number.
No grease lightning. Okay. So
burning up a car.
Alfred Eli Beach created a transit system in New York called the pneumatic transit system. The pneumatic transit system was created in 1870. I'm sorry, 1870. And it didn't go very far. It was
a little bit before I was born, yeah.
It was from Broadway. It went under Broadway from Murray Street to Warren Street.
You know, if you make it on Broadway.
It wasn't very long. And it just had a tiny little curve into it. And at the head of it, there was a waiting room, which they literally had goldfish ponds. He did a lot of this
like koi ponds?
Yes. So he did a lot of this in secret. So people didn't know about it until it was done.
That's
a lot of
crazy.
people didn't. So it literally is a pneumatic transit system where it had a rounded tunnel with a rounded train, almost like a cylinder. And it was pushed forward by a fan and literally sucked back by a fan.
That's insane.
It was, but it was actually beaten by the Crystal Palace pneumatic system in London by like a year, something like maybe a few months to a year. Unfortunately, so he wanted to create one that went from Manhattan City Hall to Central Park, and he wanted it to move at a rate of 1 mile per minute.
Wow.
Because he thought he could. And unfortunately, it didn't get very far. It closed down in, I believe, 1873. It did not last very long at all. And
was it open for business?
Yes. Yes, for a short period of time, it really was.
And it worked.
And he finished it in 58 days, where it took them 10 years to complete the actual subway system. But he did his in 58 days. Now, granted, his was not anywhere near as long, but still, it was a, but like we also need to keep in mind that his was a white brick tube when it was only a football field in length, 20 feet deep and just 8 feet wide. So it really wasn't very large.
Yeah, it's much bigger in the movie.
Oh, hell yeah. It was very, but I tried to see if there was anything like that name plaque.
Right.
Unfortunately, you either have where it's like illustrated and the letters are normal. The only plaque that you see is this one photograph, and I didn't take a screen cap of it, but there's a photograph of a gentleman sitting by a statue by the tube's opening, and you can sort of see
they just extrapolated from that.
Well, because you can almost see the same font that they use in the movie.
Okay.
But yes, it is nowhere near as big as it is in the movie. And I believe the turn goes to the right where it goes to the left in the movie, which I know that's stupidly inaccurate. But the thing is that Beach started losing money, and he was really having a hard time maintaining his ability to gather the money to continue.
I mean, they're literally paying to travel a football field.
Yes.
When they can just walk it.
So he was very smart, though. He kind of blamed the demise of the pneumatic system on Boss Tweed, who, if you know William Boss Tweed in the history of his torment of New York, you'll understand that right at that point, in 1873, there was a financial panic, and it was all because of Tweed's manipulation per se.
Markets.
He really fucked New York over at that time, and so he kind of used that as a scapegoat of why he had to shut down the pneumatic tubes.
That son of a bitch.
It was forgotten until they were actually building the actual subway system. That workers found it, and the waiting room was, other than being dusty, was exactly how it was left. And there's pictures of men playing around the train in the pneumatic tube system. It's like this rounded, like they're looking through the windows like a bunch of little chooches.
I wonder if they were really surprised by it. Like,
I think
they were
some
like,
of them were, because that was
what
1912.
in the hell? Because we're building who is building down here?
Because it was 1912 when they discovered it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but here's the thing about Alfred Eli Beach, is he was a really great person.
Okay.
He pushed the Scientific America. He was a co-publisher of Scientific America, and he pushed for Spanish versions of it to be spread in South America, and Central America. He also created he pushed for literary skills. I can't speak. I only teach English. I really do.
And you're on a podcast.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
He taught reading. Well, he didn't teach. He pushed, and he supported and financially supported, especially when he became bored with being an inventor, reading skills for former slaves.
Okay.
And so there's a museum in South Carolina that is the Beach's African American Museum, and it is in honor of him and all of the work he did to help with literacy.
Okay. So he was a philanthropist.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool because, and so that's the little history of the actual pneumatic tube system or transit system of New York. So it was a real thing.
That is awesome.
They did take huge liberties with it in the movie, but
and you will never see it again.
No, because we never met, and I don't think any of it's left.
It's not true. It shows up twice in the film. I was just
in the film, yes.
I was being facetious.
I could not find any modern pictures of the pneumatic tube system.
They probably destroyed it.
They probably did, because it was 1912.
When they built
the year my great-grandmother was born.
Yeah. When they were making the other system, they
Yes.
probably destroyed it.
So what's really funny is in this movie later on, when the ghosts start arriving and the Titanic arrives, the ghost of the Titanic, my great-grandmother was born in 1912. She was born 2 months after the Titanic sank. Her mother had the newspaper from April when it happened. And my great-grandmother had that newspaper for many years. I don't know what ever happened to it, but I always thought that was pretty cool. And then this all happened, and they started building in real life, they started building the subway system and discovered the pneumatic transit in 1912, which even though the movie doesn't mention it, to me, because I like to make those outside connections that have nothing to do with the actual intentions in the movie, having the Titanic arrive too kind of was like,
okay.
Yeah, they discovered the pneumatic transit again. The Titanic arrives. I mean, I don't know. It just to me was like a lot of things happening at one time.
Yeah.
That were pseudo-related.
So now we have that.
Yes.
So we can move forward.
to the court scene.
Well, we have ghosts coming back, mainly due to the slime.
Yes, but they get arrested because of cutting a hole in the street.
Well, sure, but we're not doing a blow-by-blow here.
No.
So we're going to move on to, the emotional energy as a force. It is causing ghosts to start appearing again.
Yes.
And
so they're getting called to do actual work again.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but not before they make an enemy or two.
Yes.
Mainly with Woody.
Yeah, Hardemeyer.
Yeah, Hardemeyer. But he wants to get rid of them, but he can't figure out how yet because they keep slipping out from between his fingers every time he tries to put them down.
And because they see the mayor and they're like, "Hey, we know you," and Woody was like, "Oh no, you don't know him. You need to get away from him." He basically becomes the Peck of this movie.
Yeah, and the thing you get, the entire feeling of the first part of the movie, the first half of the movie, is New York itself as a character kind of losing its interest in itself. Like, you just don't get a sense of anyone caring about anyone else right now. And,
that's not too off the mark of New York. New York itself, just from my own experiences, it can get very, New Yorkers are very proud people. but they also kind of are a little bit self-loathing.
Okay, well, let me just posit something here because it's something I've noticed in my own life is that the friends that I've had for like 20 odd years now, because we all worked at Best Buy, that did not happen by coincidence. It did not happen because of apathy. It happened because we put effort into it. So the community is never automatic.
No.
You have to put in effort. You have to choose it, you have to nurture it, and you have to fight for it. And sometimes you have to allow it to fall apart. And New York itself had this big moment of togetherness with the Ghostbusters in the original movie.
Yes.
And now we're seeing the results of that is that high has been ridden out. And now it's kind of faded off. It's almost like, you get those, the novels where magic used to be and then it's gone, but now it's coming back. And this is that story.
Yeah. And again, sometimes, and this was more evident, I think, in the past. I think it's different now in New York. I think it's coming back to like that full circle type of a situation. And again, I haven't been in the city in the state in a long time, but in the city, it was, or even in the 5 boroughs, there was always like these communities that were like, they were glue. They were together. They worked together. They played together. They were communities. And then I don't know if it was white flight or if it was whatever racist assholes decided that things were going to be different. Those communities began to crumble.
Right.
And so a lot of that glue unstuck itself. And I feel like that's where this is taking place, is where that glue was not, like people were seeing that New York was not those little cohesive like groups.
Yeah.
And I think it's coming back around to that cohesiveness because I think people are very nostalgic for that community life and having, like street parties.
Yeah.
And, hanging out on your stoop and watching people walk by. And I mean, it's the history of the city. And I feel like it was lost for a minute. And I think that was definitely, maybe not this actual time period, but I feel like that is reflected in this movie to a certain degree.
Well, yeah, I think right now it's the Ghostbusters who are, while they are seeking redemption, it's not for the sake of redemption. It's not from failure. They didn't fail. They're seeking redemption from being forgotten, being displaced. And that is reflected very much in the city itself. They are this is New York's redemption, not just the Ghostbusters redemption. That is the thing about the first movie, and what happens now in this movie is they don't succeed because of the proton packs. They don't succeed because of the things that they're doing. They succeed because the city is behind them.
Yes.
And in this case, in this aspect,
literally,
it is very much a literal thing. So this is about community. This is about retaining connection. And it explores those individuals and institutions which resist the belief that it can work. And that's what the Ghostbusters are actually fighting against. The ghosts are there, but I think our true ghosts in the city are those things which cause apathy.
Well, this movie actually mirrors the first movie in the sense that they're nobodies in a way, doing their, not all of them are doing the shyster thing, but they're all doing their thing.
Right.
And then they, something cataclysmic happens involving Dana, and it snowballs to the final thing of, it's Marshmallow Man on a skyscraper to slime on the Museum of Modern Art. So I mean, to me, there's a lot of mirroring, a lot of parallels.
Sure.
I'm kind of glad that they break away from that with Afterlife, but because it's not their story, and I kind of, yeah.
Right. Well, that's the thing about Peter. Okay, so with Peter and Dana in the first movie, It was about Peter trying to nail Dana.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole thing. In this one, it's about Peter trying to nail Dana. And by that, I mean, he just wants to have sex with her as well as, be a stepfather to the child.
Yes, because he's actually really good with that baby.
Well, he's good with the baby because he's immature.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's definite.
But Dana could do so much better. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. No, she can.
She really could.
Egon.
But she keeps getting saddled with...
Don't you think that her and Egon would be perfect together? He's very serious. Yes, he had no toys as a child, but I think personality-wise,
maybe
he would appreciate her
quietness.
Art. He would appreciate her art. He would go see her concerts.
Yeah, but she has a quiet energy.
She does have a quiet energy. And right. I think she would be very supportive of his science and his need to be away, to do what he's got to do.
Right.
I think they would be perfect for each other.
Maybe. No, I can see that.
I mean, I love him and I want him to be happy.
But so Dana is, again, being hit on by someone she doesn't want to be hit on by.
Yes.
And it's not just Peter.
No.
We're talking about Janos, who in the first film, it was actually...
the other artist, the violinist, flautist, whatever he was.
Yeah, but in a way, but Tully.
Oh,
who was hitting on her the entire first part of the movie.
Yeah, I forgot about Lewis.
Finding a way to get, in front of her and to, I turned your TV, or your TV is up too loud.
I turned mine up to
Yeah. So this is another one of those comic relief type of situations.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they put Lewis and Janine together in this movie.
I like that they did. I
like that they did too, because it got her off of Egon, because I'm sorry, I love you, Janine, but you are not his level.
And it got him off of Dana.
Yes.
And it gave them a direction to have him in.
Yes.
Because otherwise, why have Tully in at all?
Really, though. I mean, he's a tax lawyer. Well, they needed a lawyer for the court scene, and he's a tax lawyer.
They could have just brought him in for that scene, but
I know.
I think I never saw, I did see it. I saw the cartoon like maybe once or twice. I didn't never see it enough to know.
I don't remember him being in the cartoon.
What any of it was about.
Again, I think I quoted this the last time, but the one thing I always remember about that cartoon is they were in some business cafeteria and there was a ghost that they were hunting down. And Ray is watching it and keeping an eye on it. And he goes, oh my God, he's drinking hot coffee and iced tea. That ghost's going to be wired. And I never forget that. So like if I have two or three like drinks, and because I will have 2 or 3 drinks at one time, guys. And sometimes 2 of the 3 are caffeinated.
Yeah.
So I always think of that ever since I was a kid. I always remembered that line. That ghost's going to be wired.
So we're doing a replay of Peter and Dana.
Yes, we are.
And I know it seems, and a lot of people will say that Peter and Dana are the backbone of the movie, but I don't think that's true.
No.
I think she's there, but she seems a lot like an ancillary character. She just doesn't seem like she's really there to be anything other than to be saved.
I think also this time around, like, she explains why she left.
Sure.
That she wanted to marry him and he kept being weird about it. And then he would introduce her as the old ball and chain, and that's when she left. So maybe this time, because he's taking her to the fancy restaurant, because we don't really see very far into this relationship other than the date that gets interrupted. So maybe he's maturing enough to try. I don't know. I mean, it's Dana who's the one falling for it again. So
yeah,
there's no fault in him for trying.
But I think that Ray, who is always the earnest one,
yes,
he is always the one who is wanting to get these things, get involved.
Oh yeah, because it was Ray who instigated the Ghostbusters creation to begin with.
Sure, but I like that this time it's Winston.
Yes.
And Ray.
I like how Winston and Ray became the BFF of the group.
Right. Who want to get involved.
Yes.
And I still think that Winston did not get enough he didn't get enough face time.
He never does.
There wasn't enough in this movie for him. They kept putting him in, but it's like suddenly Winston's there. Where the hell did Winston come from? Yeah, I'm not talking about the first. I'm talking about later on.
And
because it's just the three. We got Egon, we got Ray, we got Peter digging the hole, doing the things, and suddenly Winston's there.
Yeah. I mean, Winston was at the birthday party.
Sure. But I'm talking about after that,
yeah,
when they're digging the holes.
Yeah, why wasn't he there with them then?
Yeah, so why is Winston not more involved in this? The thing that I think they always miss is that, first of all, Winston has more... Well, they have the education. We don't know what Winston's education is.
No, we don't.
Well, they have the...
But he's got street smart.
But they have the doctorates and stuff, but he has common sense.
Yes.
I'm not going to say he's street smart.
Well, that's what I consider common sense.
But he has like this really like everyman common sense that he can apply to their idiocy sometimes because they become very short-sighted of goals.
Yes.
And he reminds them.
Though sometimes he gets caught up in their stupidity
as well. But he gets caught up in Ray's enthusiasm.
Like when they go into the restaurant.
Yeah.
They're like, you guys are going to a fancy, like, black, a tie and jacket type of restaurant that you know that they're at. Yes, I understand. You have a lot to tell Peter, but also you're going in there covered in slime and wearing rubbers,
Put on a tie.
Or waders, not rubbers, waders.
Put on your rubbers.
I know what I meant.
Put on a tie while you're wearing your slime.
Yes.
And that way you can be accepted.
Yes.
Because you're fancy slime.
Yes. So.
But I think that Winston should have had more to do. And I get that this goes really fast. Everything flies by really fast.
Oh, it does.
I forgot how fast this film moves.
It does move very fast. Because,
and that is not something that Bill Murray likes.
No, he does not. But I feel... So there are issues, too, with this. Because this is not the script that Bill Murray was promised when he came back to do it. He didn't want to do a sequel. He was obligated to do a sequel. And I don't know what the script was that he was promised, but everything that I read said that this was not the script, which kind of makes me a little sad for Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd that's what happened.
I do know that it was supposed to be more dramatic. That was the idea, that it was going to be more dramatic than comedy.
Okay.
And instead of that, we got more comedy than ever before. It became a lot more slapstick, which is not something he was wanting to do at the time. And I guess we see that later when he transitions further and further. It's one of the things in Groundhog Day that they had contention with. And that is one of the things that broke him and Harold up.
Yes.
For a while, was that he wanted Groundhog Day to be more serious, and yet he was placed in yet another situation of a comedy that had more... I would not say Groundhog Day had more slapstick, but it definitely had more of a comedy bent to it. And you can see that through the film roles that he's taken, they usually, even if they have comedy in them, they're drier. They're more urbane. They're more... The whole point, I think, is Bill wanted to be taken seriously because he felt he needed to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he did Lost in Translation. He got to do some serious roles, but it took him a while to get to that, and people kept putting him in this box that they wanted him to be in, and he's never been one to be in a box. Now, Bill Murray's obviously got his issues. He's been an asshole about many things.
Yes.
He's not a perfect person.
No.
He's not a bad person. He's just not a perfect person. And sometimes you argue with your friends.
Yes.
And in this case, there was some arguments.
I do notice that the difference, too, though, between Bill Murray in Scrooged, which, again, this could be a character thing, but he was more manic in Scrooged than he is in here. And that could also be the slipping back into the skin of a character that you've played before. And sometimes it is like literally putting on an old coat, going back to that character. But I feel like he was being around friends that he knew. So yeah, it's a comfort where he just shows that, again, it could be totally the cast. It could be the character. It could be director's choice on how the character is portrayed, but he just seems more at ease.
It's hard to visit an actor's intention.
Oh, true.
Because we don't really know what's happening. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes, even despite, I don't know, the rumors or the reporting. We don't know what actually is going on. There could be more at stake. I've been mad at my friends for the dumbest shit that had no basis in reality. Just me having an ill feeling about something, me feeling slighted for something, and it carries over into other things.
Yes.
I mean, hell, we've had D&D games where I've been mad. My wife saved me from putting in a bunch of names from my personal life. So my friends, we play D&D and stuff, I've been mad at some of them, and it had nothing to do with the game. It had to do with things that I maybe felt slighted about before that.
Oh, yeah.
And it carries over. So it's entirely possible. It's something
How
like
many
that.
times did we play our game and our DM would be like calling you, is Michelle mad at me? No.
I know, because you were acting.
I was an actor.
And when I'm mad at them in the game, it's because I'm mad at them in the game.
Oh my God. There was one night where she literally was drinking wine and got up in the middle of the game slamming stuff and was like in the kitchen. And we play online. So it was...
Oh, no, I was verbalizing,
You were
too.
verbalizing and slamming things.
Oh, here's the thing, and this is why I don't drink very much. And it's definitely why I don't drink when we're with friends or when I'm gaming. Because I become very honest.
Yeah, but in our defense, there was a person in that game that was causing some issues with us all.
Sure.
And they were egging on the...
But I was very honest.
Yes. And it was like we were wrong for being honest.
Yeah. So I'm a very honest drunk. Please
don't tell me to take notes and then tell me that my notes are wrong when I'm literally taking the notes that you told me to take.
That is true.
I loved him to pieces, but dear Lord, people.
I think we're probably getting off topic.
I know.
Because we have grievances.
Grievances!
We have all the things, but this is what could be causing him to portray his character a certain way. Who knows? Or it could just be that it was a grueling day at set. Who knows? But I don't think that Peter and Dana are the backbone. I think the backbone of this entire thing is Egon yet again. Because he is kind of the direction. He kind of points people the way they should go.
Yes. I do find it funny when they were telling Ray, or not Ray, when they were telling Peter about the slime and they're giving him the examples of how it has negative reactions, but how when they positively charge it, how it can be happy, and they make the toaster dance. And he's like, so, what did you do to figure this out? And they were like, oh, we did this, that, and the other thing. And he goes, Ray, did you sleep with it? And Ray looks at Egon. And Peter and Winston look at Egon, and Winston's like, it's always the quiet ones. And Egon's turning like 5 shades of red.
Yet another, he's in bed with a spectral entity.
That was Ray in the dream, but it was Egon this time.
True. So one of the things that I noticed, though, that unlike the first film, in this one, they operate more on consensus. Mm-hmm. Like, even though they're being pointed out, like, to do things by different people individually, they all kind of consent to it. They all kind of buy in to it. Rather than just taking direction, they say, oh, that's a good idea, or something like that. There's a feeling of consensus among them. Even Winston gets a say.
Yeah. And so basically what it's coming down to is Janos is helping Vigo, the Carpathian, who is alive in a painting. He wants a baby, and he wants Dana's baby. He doesn't want to give Dana a baby. He wants to take Dana's baby so that he can put his essence into the baby's body, basically killing off the baby's soul so he could be quote-unquote reborn.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
And honestly, all he would have to do is to watch a few Chinese soap opera movies that I am finding myself utterly obsessed with. And all you got to do is you find a black cat. All you have to do is die, which he has obviously died in many, many, many ways, and wish that in another life you could do whatever in the next life. And then you would be reborn in an earlier part of your life. or into somebody else's life. And then you can fix it from there. That's what I've learned from these Chinese movies,
we have to
which
go
I
with,
love so much.
But we have to go with the more realistic option of throwing your soul into a child from a painting.
I mean, from a not the you were in the painting, keep that in mind. So that's even worse. So, I mean...
Yeah, from the painting. You're in the painting, you're throwing it from the painting. You're throwing yourself through the painting and into a child.
Which doesn't work. So Janosch ends up stealing the baby in the weirdest, stupid way ever. Having the baby crawl out on a ledge and doing the whole nanny pram thing, ghost / creepy vision, whatever that.
Which I have to say, the stunt baby was awesome.
That baby was amazing.
I know. I don't even know how they got a stunt baby.
I don't know. I didn't think it was legal.
How long do they train?
I mean,
months?
Minutes. So, because I can't imagine they have a long life.
There are times where I hate us.
I know. So they go to the museum, the boys, and they can't get in because now the museum is covered in slime, like a hard shell.
Keep in mind that during this entire movie, the soundtrack is blaring.
Yes.
Through the movie, and Michelle's...
The handle too cold to hold. They call the Ghostbusters in the ink.
Yeah, Michelle's singing under her breath sometimes.
We're on our own.
And I'm trying to watch a movie very seriously, taking studious notes. And I'm hardly looking around or on my phone at all. And she is singing these songs, which I have never even heard.
Want to know
I've heard them.
Everyone I
but
know
I don't know all of
City.
the... Yeah, see, it's too much.
It ain't true. What can I do? Okay, sorry. I really had the whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I say I had the soundtrack.
Yeah,
people.
but I've had soundtracks and not known all of the songs and all of the words to those songs and sing them every time they come up.
And it's been 30-something plus years.
I can't wait till Streets of Fire comes out, till we watch that, because I'm going to sing the entire soundtrack to you. You're going to hate it. Because I cannot sing. You're going to really regret it.
Okay.
Moving Sidewalks, it's going to bring you to tears. Not because of the words, but because I am very bad at it.
So...
This is going to be bad for you. I'm just saying.
Oh, come on. Like, mine wasn't that great? Was amazing? Mine was not. I mean, heck.
Yours is cute. Mine's more like being tortured by Vogon poetry.
Oh, God.
That's right.
Oh,
Threw that in.
Adam, Douglas Adams, that one.
Sure did.
So they can't get into the museum because the slime is hardened. And so they're realizing, because people are gathering, because it's now New Year's Eve, which, look at that, it's New Year's Eve for us, too.
It really is.
Yes. And
at the time of this recording.
And so they are looking for something to get people together because, it's New York and you want them to have something to, like, rally around. Not the fact that they're going to be singing Auld Lang Syne in about, 30 minutes.
Well, they didn't think of that.
No.
But what they thought of is they need to get through the shell of negativity by using the battering ram of positivity.
And they slime her insides up with the good slime. And they play Jackie Wilson.
This is all very pornographic.
They don't play the Jackie Wilson version in this part. But they do play a Jackie Wilson song. And it is Your Love is Lifting Me Higher. And they walk her through the harbor. And I love how, she's tough. She's a harbor chick. What the hell does that mean?
And we had a discussion about the sizing, the proportions of the Statue of Liberty versus the things around it.
I have grown up in and around New York. I've never been to the Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building because it was something that was always there that I figured at some point in my life I would go to. And I didn't. So I've seen the Statue of Liberty many times. From a distance. Actually, and I've seen her from Liberty State Park, and she's closer to New Jersey. But regardless, she is closer to New Jersey than she is to New York. But, whatever, people. Also, why does New York have to put their football team out in New Jersey and then bitch about New Jersey the whole entire time?
I don't know. I don't know any of these answers.
Because the Giants play in New Jersey.
Okay.
but they bitch about New Jersey like we're some type of a stain.
I can't wait till we get to the movie in Memphis so I can complain about things.
What, New Jersey?
No, just complain about Memphis.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not
general.
complaining about my where I'm from.
No, you're complaining about New York, which is where the movie is.
Yes.
Because no one wants to film in Jersey. Burn.
Excuse me, but Nothing But Trouble takes place in New Jersey, and that's horrible, and it's probably very realistic, but
Oh my God. Okay, so
they
the proportions.
yes. So apparently, the Statue of Liberty, I always pictured her bigger than what she was. So I had always thought that her walking through the streets, she should have been bigger.
I think
Apparently, she
if
should
you're
have been.
falling from her, she seems a lot bigger, but if you're climbing up her, she also seems bigger.
She's in the movie. She's too big. Apparently, she's too big because she's only 111 feet from heel to crown.
Well, she's appropriately sized, I believe, when she's going through the bay.
Though people say, when I was doing my research on Reddit, that the bay basically is only 60 feet at its deepest.
Right.
And so she should have been higher out of the water
Well,
at
except
111
that
feet.
We're talking about from crown to foot, not torch to foot.
Which even then, it still wouldn't. No, she would have been. It would have
that
been.
would have been appropriately sized for that.
Yes.
But now when she's going through the city, when she's walking through the city
Well, I
with
thought
four
she should have
guys
been-
in her brain.
And I thought she should have been bigger because I always had this image, even though I'd seen it before, I had always had this image of the Statue of Liberty being a much bigger statue, like a skyscraper level, but she's
Right.
actually much smaller.
So how many floors did we count on the building?
on that one
next
building
to
when we
her?
paused it, I think we said there were about
15?
15 stories.
Right, and we're looking at about 15 to 16 feet for each story. So we came out to 240, or in that area. It's
Yeah,
very rough
and
estimate
so-
because not all the floors are the same size. The bottom floor is much bigger.
Yes.
First floor is much bigger.
So knowing that, she definitely is oversized in the movie.
Yeah, she was much taller than she should have.
So when she's walking through the streets, would her foot be the size of a car? I'm assuming maybe.
I don't know. Since I've never been to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and from a distance, you can't get any of that
Yeah,
information.
I don't know how big a car would be. I would imagine that it would be bigger, as big as or bigger than a Yugo.
I mean, because she did crush a car. A Yugo, like anybody else knows what a Yugo is. My mom had a Yugo.
I was trying to name something that was a car at the time
Yeah,
that
and
only we would know.
did she have the Yugo then? Oh my God, no! I don't think she. I think it was before that. Honestly, I don't remember when she had the
So
Yugo.
it's about as big as a Dodge Charger.
Probably.
Sorry, it was bigger than a Gremlin, but smaller than a Pinto. No, I'm joking. I'm joking about
So
this.
she crushes a car with her foot, and
Yes.
again, so she gets to the museum and she smacks the skylight with the torch, hence breaking it open, and they rappel down in to save the baby and Dana.
Sure. And they do all this by
It's
really-
Ego.
they really piss off Vigo the whole time.
I know.
And then spray the slime plays an important role
Because now it's a
throughout
happy
the movie.
slime.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's happy slime. It does a lot of things. Not only is it a method of locomotion, because they got a toaster to dance, therefore they can move an entire statue with
They could have
independent.
done it to locomotion and had the Kylie Minogue version.
Could have. I don't know if that was a thing. Though.
Yeah.
Was that a thing? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know what year that came out.
I think that was about right. Maybe I don't remember.
I think it was the 90s.
Oh, damn it.
Early 90s,
Maybe.
I believe.
Either way, it would have been awesome. Kylie Minogue.
I mean, maybe it was out then. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm not an aficionado of.
My mom had a friend who was British, and her friend's daughter loved Kylie Minogue. Now I'm trying to remember how old I was when all that was happening.
Yeah, I don't know. So yes, they smash through the thing. They do all the stuff, but all of that is done with the slime,
Yes.
and the slime is used as a weapon of positivity.
Really is.
It's like getting hit with a Brinks truck of happiness,
Yes.
or the sledgehammer of kindness, or the cannon of good feelings.
So, while they're all in there fighting Vigo, Janine is dressing up Louis in Egon's extra boiler suit and sending him off with a proton pack through the streets. And he's like, I'm gonna help, guys. And he gets to a bus, and the bus pulls up, and Slimer's driving. And he's like, well, if you got your license. And he gets on the bus, and apparently Slimer takes him to the museum.
Yeah, so I wonder why they had him be a Ghostbuster. I don't know what.
Remember if it has to do with, maybe he was in the cartoon. It's been a long time, guys. So if anybody remembers, please give us, let us know. But I think maybe because in the cartoon he wanted to always be one, and they kept not telling him no.
So this was just that culmination of like, oh, we're going to let you be in it.
Yeah. I feel like it was. Honestly, I don't remember, and I really wished I had thought about that to look it up earlier. But
well, they didn't need Rick in the movie.
They didn't.
They didn't have to put him in there. They put him in there purposefully. So I'm wondering if that was to coincide with the cartoon, or not coincide, but to reflect the cartoon in some way. I just don't know. I am glad. I kind of like the idea of his character, who has been very meek and very accommodating, getting that kind of feeling of I did it. Even though he didn't do anything, he still. Here's the thing: he didn't do anything, but he still suited the fuck up. He put the boots on.
He didn't even know he didn't do anything.
I know, but he put the boots on. That the whole thing is pushing past your fears and doing the thing. He didn't even think about it. He went to go help.
Yes.
That's what a friend does. That's a ride or die right there.
And what's funny is he's almost doing so he's rescuing them in the way that
they rescued him.
Even though they were rescuing Dana, he was ancillary to the rescue. In his mind,
they saved him.
And so he was going to save them back.
Right. But that's what a friend does.
Oh,
that is a good friend that will ride or die for you. And he did that. He put the boots on. He got the proton pack. He was there. He showed up when no one else was going to do that.
Exactly.
And I think that's pretty awesome. I wish that had been explored more.
Definitely. That would have been nice. And again, I freaking love Ghostbusters so much. But he starts to shoot, because he gets to the museum and he's shooting the proton pack at the door, just as they basically take down Vigo, because Vigo starts to weaken when he's hearing the people singing Old Lang Syne, and so that starts to weaken him, and then they hit him with the good slime. And
don't worry, this is a good slime.
This is a good slime, and they push him back into his painting.
Top shelf slime.
It blows up a little bit inside the painting, and the door. Then all the slime disappears.
Yeah, this time they did not cross the streams.
They did not cross the streams, but it gives Louis the impression that he was the catalyst for this. And then everybody out in around the museum, out in the streets, they also behave like he did it. You're watching my hand because I'm going.
I know.
I'm the one here standing in front of the museum, and there's people behind me.
I'm actually watching your hand to make sure it doesn't hit the mic. Hit me,
because I can't help
hit
it.
that person over there. Hit the people on the other county.
Okay. Yeah. I can't help the people.
I know. I'm just watching your hands.
So
I get worried. Sometimes you get so animated, I'm afraid you're going to fly.
I might. So the people behind Louis react like he actually did do something, because they also don't know.
They're patting him on the back.
They're like, oh my God, that was so cool. That was my favorite thing. I loved it. That one dude with the bow tie on, he comes up to him and he's like, that was great. I loved it. What the hell? So, needless to say, the painting changes, where I really want a copy of this. I want a print of this somewhere.
Okay, so this part of it I feel was so gratuitous.
It was so gratuitous.
So cringe.
But I still want a copy of it.
I didn't like it even the first time I saw it. I was like, this is just, I didn't have the word cringe for it.
No.
But I was like, this just makes me feel like this is just
I used to hate it, but now
it was so unserious. Not saying that it doesn't, like, even today, I'm like, this is so unserious, but I'm going to say cringe because that's the popular, vernacular.
Cool, like the cool kids.
Right. I'm in the zeitgeist, people.
Ha ha ha.
But I think that I appreciate it despite the cringe. I think sometimes cringe is what's called for.
Yes.
And I think this is so stupid, so silly that it works now.
So it happens really fast on the screen, and it is a painting. The painting now has changed to the 4 Ghostbusters in...
Primary Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Because we have one outside.
Yes, in togas. and the baby's floating between them all. But it happens so fast, so I never see what Winston is holding. Peter has a sword.
Right.
Ray has a twig of something like laurels or something, and Egon has a book.
I think he had an olive branch.
An olive branch, maybe because he is the peacemaker. Kind of.
Yeah.
I wish I could see what Winston, but I should have. There's probably a picture online of it. I would love a print of this. I really would, because I want to put it in our studio, because it needs to come in here amongst all of the other fandom-y stuff I'd love to have.
True.
So we did a little quick.
Yeah, we had to pause, because we're not omnipotent.
No. So it is called the Fettuccine painting.
Right, because it's done by...
the Fettuccines. One of the Fettuccines.
Senor Fettuccine.
Yes.
Probably...
Alfredo.
Abner Fettuccine.
Oh, I was going to say
Alfredo was the pasta maker, whereas...
Abner was the painter.
Abner was the painter.
Okay,
yes.
That makes so much sense now. So yes.
Making new lore. That's what I do.
So Winston is holding a harp, which I'm not sure how that goes with what he adds to the group. So Ray...
maybe because he is kind of the one that brings harmony to the group.
Maybe you're right. He brings harmony. Because definitely...
Okay, I love Winston.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more than I love everybody else except Ray and Egon. So more than Peter.
Everybody loves them more than Peter. Peter's an asshole. I mean...
Yeah, but I love Winston. I wanted him to be more part of this. Like, just more. I don't understand why they didn't give this man, who, by the way, he's in his freaking late 70s
Still
now or some
looking
shit.
fine.
And he looks so good.
I know.
He is incredibly in shape, too.
Another person who does not age.
I know. But
he was in that show with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, and that was awesome.
I know. He was so beautiful.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, I think that, this is one of those things where I don't think they're always going to mesh out with what they're holding.
No, but...
And I don't know that they knew what to give Winston, but I would say it's more about harmony.
Probably. And so Peter's holding a sword, which obviously he's the warrior. He is the fighter. He's the aggressive person.
I think he's just prickly.
He is prickly, but I know what they were going with.
He's stabby.
And obviously with Egon and his book, he is the wisdom. He is the mind of the group. But Peter is also that, but I feel like, not Peter, sorry. Ray is also the mind, but also the metaphysical. And when we looked at the picture again, because you can pull it up, and apparently it's only $13 from what you found online.
I think it was on Etsy or eBay.
Nice. It has him holding, they say tree branch. That is not a tree branch. I think it looks like mugwort, which makes so much sense, being that he has an occult shop. Right. And mugwort is like the basis to a lot of metaphysical practice. So mugwort is like not the be-all, end-all, because usually it's rosemary and thyme, but mugwort is a huge metaphysical herb.
Sure.
It's for clarity. It is for good dreams.
Tea.
But that's, at least that's what I use it for, is for clarity. And definitely for the good dreams.
I put it in flying potions. It doesn't let you fly. The mugwort really kind of mellows it out so you don't go straight up in the air.
I think you fly. You just don't fly in the way you realize.
Probably.
But that's the other herbs. So regardless, that's
Those
what I think.
Those are gummies, not herbs.
So if you look at mugwort, it looks very similar to the leaves
I think you're right.
that he is holding. But that's just me. But that kind of like...
We're just going to say it is.
Because he has the occult shop. And to me, that's me. That was my first thought.
We're the experts in this podcast right now. So we're going to just say it's the mugwort.
So how did that movie make you feel now? Now. Don't ask.
So before we watched it, I was not looking forward to it. Not because of the way I felt before, but because I was misremembering it.
Oh, okay.
And I really wasn't looking forward to watching it, mainly because it just felt like it was going to be, I was like, this film is stupid. And
It's not the best.
I don't remember liking it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that changed for me, because memories can play with reality. My memory wasn't accurate.
I mean, we only watched it not too long ago when Afterlife came out. We watched both the first and the second one with our daughter.
But we were kind of rushing it.
True.
We weren't watching it. It was running in the background.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we were just letting her see them because she wanted to go see Afterlife with us, and we wanted her to see the first two movies.
But I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Even with the stupidity, even with the holes in the thing, which you cannot analyze Ghostbusters.
No.
If you do that, you're not going to have a good time.
No.
Don't look at it with a critical eye of, does this fit in with the canon? There is no canon.
There is no canon. I mean, there is, but there isn't.
There's not when they're doing it. The canon comes as they do another film.
Exactly.
They were still building the canon. This is only the second movie. And
we thought
let's face it, those two incidents, the first movie and the second movie, don't take a lot of time.
No.
They start and end very quickly in linear time fashion. So there's not a lot there. It's we have a problem, bam, we hit the problem.
Yes.
There's not a lot of in between that.
No, and there's not a lot of world building. These are not deep depth movies. Do they have a huge following? Yes. You would think that these movies that they were definitely deep in lore and richness. And you get like, what's his face? Adam Savage, obsessively into Ghostbusters. But he's looking at it from the prop aspect.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of people out there who love these movies, and I am definitely one of them. But you have to look between the lines to find the lore. And that's what we've all done, is we've looked between the lines.
But I think I felt so much better now. The first time I saw it, it was marked with sadness, with nostalgia from my own past, not having anything to do with the film. I missed my friends. I was homesick. This time, even though my friends are gone, the friends that I love are no longer the people they were, because people change over time, and they have all drifted away. And some of my friends are gone because they're no longer on this planet. But I remember things fondly now that I used to miss with an intensity. That intensity is lessened.
Yes.
To where I can see it with perspective now and know that everything has its time. And I got to have that time, which is exceedingly rare for anyone. And I'm very lucky to have been able to do that. Mm-hmm. And so these friends getting back together was like cosplay for me. It was like I got to see them get back together, and in my head, it's my friends.
And I think that's part of why it's always resonated with me. As like, I had such strong feelings about these movies growing up. You're right. It is like visiting old friends, and being able to see the second movie, after not seeing Ghostbusters for 5 years. That, to me, that meant a lot, because I got to revisit. All I was living through was the cartoon. And again, I was a kid, but that was my go-to, was I watched that cartoon. And I hated every second of it, don't get me wrong, because they don't say Samhain. They actually fight a ghost called Samhain.
Oh, no.
And that, I didn't know then, but now bothers the bejesus out of me, because it's Samhain, or however, there's different pronunciations, but it is not Samhain. I'm sorry, it's not. There's a lot wrong with the cartoon, but it was nice. See, and I didn't even realize they were bringing those nods into the movie from the cartoon. I just thought they were weird choices.
Well, I didn't know until I looked it up because I only saw like maybe an episode and not even the full episode.
I mean, that haircut was so... I mean, she had red hair, but the Janine in the cartoon has more like a mullet of sorts, really. She has weird glasses. Right. And again, the blonde hair on Egon, why was that a choice? I don't know. But I'm so glad they didn't do that. Slimer being a main character-ish in the movie as opposed to, him not existing other than one scene. Maybe the end of Ghostbusters, the first one when he comes out of the, he comes back when it's the containment unit, which we don't even get to see the containment unit, do we?
No, not in this one, but we do get, I think, more play with the trap.
We do.
The trap kind of becomes its own containment unit because they never see them. I don't believe.
I don't remember seeing
because
them go.
Well, first of all, you don't get much time inside the firehouse.
No, you don't. Not in the second one.
You get them sliding down the pole.
You see them in one of the rooms. I'm assuming is upstairs when they're doing
right
the research.
But you don't get a lot of time in there. Just like the business. You see some cut scenes of Janine answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. There's not a lot to that. I think would I have liked more of that? Yes. Firehouse definitely more. They put a Ghostbusters II sign out in front, which I think is kind of funny because it is a reincarnation of their business.
Yeah, but they also do it on the side of Ecto 1, and it's like, but that's kind of you wouldn't do that, guys.
And wouldn't it be Ecto 2?
Yeah, you would.
If you were gonna
for the whole twos, it would. It was stupid. I can't remember. In Afterlife, did it have the regular ghost again, or was it back to being 2, or was it still 2? I don't remember.
No, I think it was the normal.
I think it was back to the original.
The original, yes.
I can't wait to do Afterlife. I would, and I know there's going to be problems. I had problems with it, but I still want to do it just out of a stare and compare or whatever. I'd like to do the ladies' version.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it needs to be done. I think it needs to.
See,
we can't call ourselves a feminist.
I really hate that it wasn't better.
I do too.
And I think it's just a product of not knowing what to do with it, and then mismanaging the legacy because you're just trying to make it woman. And feminism isn't just, quote, woman.
It's equality.
I think that Afterlife did a much better job. And a lot of people don't like Afterlife and the second one of that?
Frozen World? Yeah, Frozen Empire.
Frozen Empire. They didn't like those. I enjoyed them. I really like them. I like the fact that it's continuing the story from a different perspective, and it's almost a Partridge Family kind of situation.
It kind of is, and I love that they're Egon's grandchildren.
And there's a little bit of some gay representation in there.
Really, there is. And the problem that I had with the all-female cast one, it wasn't even the storyline. It was, you cannot call this movie a feminist movie and then turn around and have
Hemsworth,
Chris Hemsworth. I blanked on his name.
Sorry, I didn't know what you were.
No, but you knew who I was talking about.
For, so.
Chris Hemsworth be a himbo.
I think him being a himbo was fine, but
it was them drooling over the himbo.
But doing that, yes, objectifying him is a different thing altogether. First of all, he's a male gaze kind of situation.
He really is, though.
So
he can't help it. He's not a.
And that's not an issue. No. You can still be attracted to someone who is mostly, derived from male gaze.
Yeah, I mean, he is adorable, but he's also a sweet guy.
But I like him being adorkable.
That's no, and I do love that. And even though he's a himbo, he is adorkable in this movie. I appreciate.
But he even he does call back to it. He does he calls it out, because he isn't actually stupid. They just keep treating him that way. and
even when he's playing Thor has moments like in the last Thor with the little
Love
girl.
and Thunder, yeah.
Yes, when he's making her pancakes and he's being silly with her. That's that's the Thor I find attractive, is when he is
absolutely.
having Thor with the gut when he's depressed.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him because he's not
he's actually more in touch with his feelings.
he's not dealing with his depression in a healthy way, but he learns how to.
Right, but he's got he's exuding feelings. He's actually
eating
got
his
them.
feelings.
Well, he's got those feelings, and he's not just a god.
No, he's seen a lot of shit, people.
Yeah.
He was dealing with a lot of shit, and
But
he
we're
lost a lot of
We're
people.
not doing those movies.
No, I know that, but I had to go on my little rant of...
I just got to rein us back in.
I know, you always do, because I will go, whee. Okay.
So what about Vigo the Carpathian? How do we feel about him? I want to go over him again because this man's no longer around, and the character is a very prominent part of this whole thing.
Yes, and yet has very little to say.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Vigo isn't really necessary for this film other than he's there to create the situation.
Because Janosch says more to Vigo, or more in general. And Janosch is not the bad guy. Janosch is just influenced by the bad guy.
He actually does more as the bad guy than the bad guy does.
He's
the bad
basically
guy's
the legs.
threatening, but he's not threatening.
No, he is not. He has, again, he's got the brainwashed of Vigo, and so he does all his legwork because because the bad guy is a fucking painting.
So let's talk about the Castellini test. Do we think that feminism is going to be involved here, or are we just going to be spinning our wheels in ectoplasmic slime?
I feel like we're gonna pass.
See what I did there?
I saw what you did there.
All right.
I heard what you did there.
Shh. You smell that? There have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each.
Dana and Janine.
It's true.
Yep.
Dang, it's going to pass. Those characters must have a conversation, not necessarily with the other woman, either not about their partner or with their partner, future or current, and not about their relationship.
Dana talks to multiple Ghostbusters about the situation and not about Peter. Even talks to Peter about the situation and not necessarily about she does talk about her relationship, but it's not every conversation. And Janine has a conversation with Lewis. She talks to Dana, and it's not about relationships. It's about, well, when she talks to Dana, it's about the other Ghostbusters. It's about just things, happening.
Yeah, I'm not liking this. Why am I not liking this?
I don't know why.
Okay, so at least one of the women has to be integral to the plot, meaning that if she were written out of the film, it couldn't reach the same ending.
And that would be Dana. But see, the first one also passed as well.
I know, but
so it would be really mad
this
if
one
it
shouldn't.
Yeah, but I would think it would be bad if it didn't pass. Now, is the cast diverse?
Is it inclusive? And how?
So yes.
Not the cast, but is the film inclusive?
Well, it is New York, but there were a lot of white people in New York in this film. And New York is not predominantly white. The last time I was there. And the cast is 1/4, when it comes to the main 4.
It's quarter black.
It is quarter black. Oh my God.
So we finally got a psych reference in legitimately.
Again, though, this is like the 3rd psych reference I have made.
But it's a legitimate reference.
It is yes. Oh God, if y'all don't watch psych, you're missing out on something there.
Love Gus.
Love Gus. Gus is the man in Dule Hill. Oh, okay, so yes, they have. I'm gonna hate myself for this one, but they have their token black person, which unfortunately is Ernie Hudson in this film.
But they also have their token nerd.
Their token nerd.
And they have their token stylish.
But they're all white, and not a person is either disabled in any way, shape, or form, and or a person of color beyond.
No LGBTQ.
No.
There's just not.
There's not a lot of diversity, but neither was the first movie. So I think there were more people of color in the first movie in the prison scene, and even then, I don't think there were.
Yeah,
that was cliche, horrifying cliche.
This is question 4, and that is outside the scope of the Castellini. This is what we add to this test, because feminism is more than just is a woman involved, but is there diversity?
Equity and diversity.
Right. So 5, how does it rate when put against Tremors?
I mean,
Yeah.
I love you, Ghostbusters, but I have to say 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 4.
If
It's got
Tremors is 10,
It's got the fun. It's got the manic.
it does not have the diversity.
It doesn't have the... Well, it's not just the diversity. It doesn't have the feel of... Like, everything is there for a reason and still has fun with it.
So, in Tremors, while they don't fully explain why those things exist, it's at least... There's very few plot holes between the beginning and the ending of the film.
Better not to know.
Where Ghostbusters, you can drive a Mack truck through those plot holes.
Well, and it's not just that, but also like with Tremors, it's fun, but everything has a reason for it. Whereas in this, the slime is forced in at every turn.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere you look.
It's very thematic.
And here's the thing. Stick to a texture. Is it going to be runny slime? Is it going to be thick slime? Is it going to have a pearlescence to it?
Too.
Is it going to be like pink cum or is it going to be pink gel? I mean, come on. Commit to it, people. Because it's just not cool.
There are times where you're like, I think a condom burst.
Like when Janos, when they pick him up off the floor and he's got it all over the side of his head, and I'm going, ugh.
And all I kept thinking, and I don't know why, I kept thinking the name Soupy Sales.
Oh my God.
It was just slick back hair, but also he was soupy.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Oh, that's not good.
Love you, man. I
love you. So, that is Ghostbusters, man. I don't know what to do with that. Ghostbusters 2 is an enigma. It really is. It makes me feel good, but it makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
For having watched it, but it makes me feel good for having watched it.
And if you would like to watch it, you can catch it on Philo, Fubo, Sling, Amazon Prime.
You're saying real words anymore.
I know. I don't think I am. YouTube TV and YouTube. Google Play, Apple TV, and Fandango at home, either through a subscription or you can rent it for $3.99. I think when I say YouTube and then I say YouTube again, people are like, well, she said that already. No, there's YouTube and there's YouTube TV.
Sure. Yeah, there's 2 entities.
Yes.
Yeah. Or 2 applications, we should say.
Yes.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us for Ghostbusters 2, 1989. This has been Cozy Quilt Cinema with Beth and Michelle. We loved having you in our blanket fort as we share the emotional highs and the lows that movies can leave lingering within us well after they are over. We want to keep those feelings going. Follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Cozy Quilt Cinema, or you can send your feedback and personal reflections to cozyquiltcinema@gmail.com. You can always find our episodes wherever you listen to finer podcasts. Please consider subscribing, leave a rating, help our community grow as we go into the new year.
And check out our other podcast, Folkloric, where we talk about odds, weird stuffs. Yeah.
Michelle is the believer and I am the skeptic, and it's not just a position we dreamt up. I am very skeptical about things, even though I'm a secular witch.
And I'm a woo-woo person. I believe in all the woo-woos.
I want to believe.
Thank you, Scully.
But
no, Mulder. I'm Scully.
No,
I'm Mulder.
I'm
Mulder. You are Scully. Okay, yeah.
I am Scully.
I said
in
it right
this
the first time. Damn it.
I know. You may edit that out.
Nah.
Let me leave it in.
Yeah, let them all know how.
See, you're silly?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that.
So, here's your clues for next week. The lead in this movie almost died during a hanging scene and he had to be resuscitated.
Oh my God, what are we watching?
I know. All of the cast members had kidnapping insurance taken out on them, and they weren't told until after they shot the movie.
Seriously, what the fuck are we watching next? Because I have no idea now.
And my last clue is 3 of the characters in this movie have names of actual historical figures, but those historical figures never actually met. They lived like thousands of years apart.
Okay, now I know what it is.
And I am so sorry about last week's episode being late on Instagram. That's on me, guys. I'm on break and my brain is on vacation. So you're getting vacation, Michelle, or AKA vacation Terry.
That was slept in, Michelle.
I did sleep in, and then I forgot until yesterday evening that
I work for a living, so I could not sleep in.
Excuse me. I am sorry if I am in a year-round school.
No, it's fine. Believe me, if I were able to take off, which I did all last week,
yes,
or a week before that, I would have done so.
I mean, the downfall of being off is I don't get paid for most of this, so that's the problem.
True.
I get to have the time, but I don't get the moolah. Okay, so until next time, my friends, 2 in the box, ready to go. We be fast, and they be slow.
Heat 'em up. Do, re, Egon.